All right, Wednesday, September 6th. This is the rundown. Getting right into it. We got Robbie Fox, we got Dante the Don, and we've got me, aka Old Vibsy.
What a motley crew, huh?
This is a random crew, but I love when there's a random crew because you kind of get to talk to people you don't really talk to that much. I feel like the most I talk to Dante is on the rundown. So I try to I try to make them they're always like, make it short, don't go too long. But whenever it's like you, me, large, it's like, all right, well, this is like going to get drinks with friends. So we'll try to keep it quick, but let's get right into it. First topic: Sean Payton tells Russell Wilson to stop fucking kissing all the babies. He wants him to focus a little bit more on football and less on Russell Inc.
Hysterical. Fuck those kids. That's how he feels. That's how I feel. I had no opinion on Sean Payton before this. I know they did the whole, Kevin James played him in a Netflix thing or whatever. After this, I'm in on Sean Payton. Fuck those kids.
Yeah. Before we get it, yeah, Sean Payton played him, or Kevin James played him in a movie. I remember Sean Payton being jacked. I feel like when Bountygate happened, Sean Payton was like jacked for a good part of the season. But then looking at him now, he's just a little doughy guy that Kevin James played. Because whenever Aaron Rodgers and Sean Payton got into it, I was like, oh yeah, Sean Payton could probably kick Aaron Rodgers' ass. Like he'd have to stand a good chance. He's got like 20 years on him, but he's jacked. No, he's not at all. But when I
little
kind
guy, he's short too. He's not going toe to toe with Aaron Rodgers by any means.
yeah,
But I love this because following the debacle that was the Denver Broncos last season, in the whole Hackett disaster, it was apparent from training camp when Wilson walked in and the whole Mr. Unlimited shit with the suits and the cars and Sierra telling him in his ear, you need to build your own brand and all this shit. I mean, it was just like, looking back, there's no wonder it was as bad of a, situation as it was. So for Peyton to come in, I'm surprised he didn't do this months ago. He should have months ago told Wilson, like, yo, you need to get back to what you're actually good at. And that's focusing on the football field, not the bullshit off the field.
Yeah. So in this article that came out, they say that during the hiring of Sean Payton, it caused tension in the building and staffers are cautious around Payton in fear of prompting an outburst. So when Payton got there, he immediately said Hackett's coaching job was the worst coaching job of all time, which, I mean, the coaching brotherhood, you shouldn't say it. I kind of like that he said what he was actually thinking. But looking at Hackett on HBO Hard Knocks, he seems like the most innocent man of all time. So I don't really understand going after him. But Sean Payton, it seems like he's been laying down the law ever since he got to Denver. He's like, all right, look, it's my way or the highway. And he kind of reminds me of Urban Meyer. Like he's just not going to take shit from anyone. I feel like you have people like Dave who it's his way or the highway, but he also has compassion and he like understands what's going on. Sean Payton is just fuck you. If you're not saying exactly what I'm saying, then get out of here.
Well, I think the media kind of did him dirty with that whole Hackett criticism too thing, because the way it works in like a leadership position like that is that's not Hackett's fault. He was put in that position. That's the GM and ownership's fault for fucking hiring a guy like that and putting him in a position to fail.
Yeah, but Hackett had some of the worst clock management.
Dude, but listen, not defending him at all. He was a horrible head coach, but he should have never been in that position to begin with. That's on the people who evaluate talent, who obviously have no fucking clue what they're doing. That's their fault for hiring the guy. So the media should have focused on, wow, Peyton's taking a shot at this guy, but it's actually speaking to his now current bosses, which everyone totally missed.
Yeah. I like it. I think Russell Wilson he's like
he's a clown.
Yeah.
He's a clown, Vib. Say it. He's a clown.
He's like an alien trying to like interact with people. He's like, what should I do to be famous? And he's like, I should get a Subway sandwich and call it the Dangerous or whatever. And it's like,
that's the thing, man.
Weirdo.
So awkward. Like, just he's so fucking good on the field. Like, I don't want to like the guy, but after just doing it for years and years and years, there's no denying he is a stud quarterback.
Yeah. Oh, he's great. I mean, he's got what, two Super Bowls. He's been to, I don't even know, 3, 4. He's great. Yeah. But
That was a
stick
good
to
team,
football.
and
That's
he's on a good team. Like the Broncos have talent. They have a fucking
Okay.
really solid defense.
Yep.
Playmakers around him. They should not have been anywhere near as bad as they were last year.
I don't think people should say shut up and dribble to athletes, but for Russell Wilson, it's like, look, your processing chip can only compute so much. Just stick to the X's and O's. Let Sierra bring home the money.
Preach.
Next topic, Taylor Swift. The film is poised to shatter box office records with $100 million opening weekend. I know the new Exorcist movie just got bumped from Friday the 13th. Taylor has a weird obsession with Friday the 13th, but the documentary will follow Taylor for a 6-night run, performing her 44-song set list at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. Tickets have already pre-sale tickets have already brought in 70 million. I thought they were saying they're charging $70 for a seat, and I was like, Jesus Christ. I feel like Taylor Swift is the new Beatles, Robbie. I mean, you guys know music very well. I'll let you guys just kind of run with this.
She's probably the closest thing we have in terms of she showed up on what was it, that down the shore she was at that restaurant. It was like Beatlemania outside, people screaming at just a sight of her. I think this is awesome, to be honest. I didn't go to the Eras tour. I know Dante did, so he could speak to that. But as someone that couldn't afford tickets to that tour, I'm going to be able to go see it in the movie theater. And I also love music documentaries. Like I'll watch a music documentary of someone that I don't even really know or care about. I think there's something about that genre that is just so, like, it lends itself to everyone can relate. Everyone knows what the grind is like from other music documentaries and shit. So I'm actually excited for this. I just hope the theaters aren't, I don't want to be in there with the sing along and the dress up and whatnot.
That's all it's going to be. That's all it's going to be.
I don't want that.
The
I might have to go like the third weekend.
I was going to say, I think you got to wait a week or two and then go and be with the normal people. But I love this for the same reasons you do, Robbie. The tickets were so fucking outrageous for these shows that I wrote about it in my review. It was the first thing in my head the entire concert. It was just like, I can't believe how much money people paid to be here. And it was like, when you have little daughters who all they care about is Taylor Swift and seeing her, like you're basically held hostage as a parent. So you're going to do whatever the fuck it takes to get those tickets to go there. And I feel like a lot of parents felt horrible and like shit parents because they couldn't afford to take their kids there. So I wish they announced they were doing this movie a long time ago so people could have had a fallback plan and, not spent their mortgage payment on bringing their kids to Taylor Swift. But you could see at the show, they shot this thing. I don't know, Zupi and Ben might know what those cameras are, but they had those cameras that are like, they're better than 4K. They look like things are moving like video game graphics.
The NFL has them now when they like cut to commercial and you like go through and it's like, holy shit, this person is coming out of my TV screen.
Exactly.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
I don't know what those are called, but they shot them in that. So, I mean, the visuals are going to be unbelievable. If you go to a theater that has these new, Atmos Dolby setups, it's going to be like being at the show. It's going to be fucking awesome. So she's a genius, literally a genius.
So the last music doc that kind of shattered records, I think, was Justin Bieber's. And I don't know if you guys saw that. I'm obviously not a Bieber fan really, but it was solid. It was good. It's so well put together, how he gets found by Usher and stuff. And so I think Taylor Swift is going to just absolutely crush the records he set. But if it's anything as good as that, I'm excited to watch it. Did you guys see the dog?
I like that theaters are doing stuff like this too, because it seems like you go to a movie now and before the previews, they're doing more of these concerts. They're offering like
throwback movies. I like the throwbacks.
Yeah, like it looks like they're looking for anything they can to get people in the door now. So doing concerts like this, like they should roll more documentaries and shit like this. I think it's gonna be awesome.
Absolutely. I mean, I'll watch videos of John Mayer on a fucking flip phone camera at a dirty bar. You know what I mean? On YouTube, I'm just like, oh fuck yeah, anything I can get. So an actual well put together production is awesome. Sticking to music news, Drake has been on tour as well, and he's been getting bras thrown at him on stage. I don't know if you saw that on social media, but he's kept all the bras, and it appears he has been keeping nearly 1,000 bras. I think Drake his music is catchy as hell. I love him, but he's just such a simp, I guess. He's a weirdo. If there's something he can do with these bras that's funny, I think keeping them, I guess, is good. I don't know who has to carry them around. I don't know if he's getting a fucking self-storage unit to keep these bras in, but if you can do something funny with them, awesome. But otherwise, it's just kind of creepy and simp behavior.
I think donate them. I've seen like rock bands do that before, where they'll take all the bras they get from a tour and then they'll donate it to like a breast cancer charity at the end of the tour or something like that. You said I don't know who's carrying them around for Drake. I don't think anyone's carrying them like city to city. I don't think he brings them with him.
How awesome of you being like, yeah, donate them to breast cancer. And I'm like, yeah, I hope he does something funny with them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's a crazy move. It's a crazy move. Some rock bands have been getting like half canceled for it lately. People are like, you shouldn't be taking bras on stage because you don't know how old the girls are. And it's like, I don't think anyone's thinking about it that much. I think you're putting too much thought into it. Drake, though, if he took all of the bras that have been thrown at him over the years, it's got to be way more than 1,000, right? Like there's no way he's actually saved all of the bras. It has to be 5,000 to 10,000, I would guess. I mean, we saw the video recently. They threw like a triple Z at him. He was like, what the fuck is this? Locate that girl for me.
Yeah, she got like a Playboy deal off of it or whatever.
Did she really?
Yeah, they found the girl and gave her like at least an article in Playboy and I think maybe a job.
It was crazy. It was nothing you want to Google, Robbie. Trust me.
All right. Yeah, it was. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
It was special, but I don't know. I think this is just weird. I think having that many, and it's not like they're like nice bras either. They're like grandma, like trailer park bra.
I think it takes a special person to throw their bra. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm gonna go throw the bra. And
you're not throwing your best bra. Yeah, exactly. It's like if you're going to a hockey game, you're not wearing your best hat, just in case. If there's a hat trick, you don't want to throw your best hat on the ice. So I think it's the same thing for girls. They go to a Drake concert. They're like, I'm not wearing the Victoria's Secret. I'm wearing the JCPenney.
But at the same time, in case he does pick it up, you want Drake to be like, oh, wow, this chick, based on this bra, this chick has to be hot. She has to be great. You don't want to think it's like some gross chick.
No.
They're writing messages and phone numbers and shit in them, too.
That's a classic, too. Yeah, you see that a lot.
So
here's a little fun fact, a little behind the curtain. For the first ever Pop Punk show at Irving Plaza, we went out and pre-bought bras to put on our mic stands before the show.
you guys
left the tags on them too, just as a little Easter egg for the people.
What music group has gotten like the most bras thrown at them, do you think?
Oh, Crew, Rob.
Motley Crue. That's got to be the answer.
Also, Trent gets bras thrown at him.
Yeah, the chicks in the office shows. He goes on stage, people go wild. They throw the bras right at him. He puts them on his head for the rest of the show.
I accuse Drake of simping, but the chicks in the office shows, if you've ever seen the footage, they're the craziest fan base. Like chicklets,
they're rock shows.
Crazy, the PMT people, yeah. But chicks in the office is just people making signs and throwing bras. It's insane.
It looks like a WWF Attitude Era show with the signs that they got in the credit. It's amazing.
It's wild. So yeah, I'll go hang out and do that. Whatever you're at next. So speaking of simps and lonely people, lady charges lonely dude $630 plus per month to sleep next to her in bed. This is in Queensland, Australia. This woman rents out half of her bed for $630 per month. She calls it hot bedding. So it's the perfect solution for people who are both lonely and poor, which doesn't make any sense because I feel like $630 a month would be like what, $20 a night? Which I guess
that the math. I'm so bad at math. I dropped out of college. I don't know.
Someone's gonna be like, it's fucking $4,000, you dumb fuck. I'm so bad at math, especially on the
Seems expensive though. Yeah, I agree with you.
$20 a night to sleep next to a woman. I don't know. I guess like, yeah. But still, just very, very weird.
You could not pay me enough money in the world to sleep next to a stranger and sleep peacefully and comfortably. This is like my nightmare. I read this and I was like, this is what fucking crazy people do. First off, who is going to fucking want to sign up to sleep in a stranger's bed. I don't care how hot she is. I don't care if she's like gonna give you a little reach around or something. I don't care about any of that. You cannot trust a stranger while your eyes are closed and you're trying to sleep. Like I would not be able to sleep. You give me all the fucking 3 chi in the world. You could give me all the melatonin in the world. I would be wide awake. Like, what is this person gonna do?
Yeah, that's the
What about the
downside.
girl too? Like the girl, how can she possibly be like feel safe sleeping
That's what
next
I'm
to people
saying.
that are
That's what
like
I'm
paying
saying.
for
It's
her?
her.
Yeah, it's she should honestly partner up with the local police department, and everyone that pays her should go right to jail, straight to jail. Just a one-way ticket to jail if you pay her.
She's disappearing any day now. I can't believe it
Yeah.
hasn't happened already. Like some fucking serial killer is gonna jump at this opportunity.
But I feel like serial killers don't want like an easy target like that. I feel like these guys are just so lonely. They're just like, they just want to feel like human touch. Like kind of what Dante was saying. I wouldn't want this woman to sleep in the bed with me. Like I want my space. But maybe if she like sat next to the bed and rubbed my back until I fell asleep, it's kind of that's nice. You don't feel alone. You know what I mean?
But then you fall asleep in the middle of the night. She's fucking doing the thing where she takes the covers and you don't have the covers, and then you're cold in an apartment where you don't know where the blankets are. This sounds like a true like a nightmare that you would wake up from.
That's what I'm saying. She leaves the room when you're done. Like when you fall asleep, she leaves.
Yeah, she's got to be out.
There are listen, there's lots of pros and cons of being in a relationship with a girl. One of the pros is not sharing a bed. On no one's pro list is sharing a bed with your significant other. It sucks. They're fucking hot, they're cold. They need the temperature up, they need the temperature down, they need the whole blanket. You're snoring, they wake you up every 2 seconds. It sucks. So these people paying for this experience are fucking weirder than the people that pay hookers for like the girlfriend experience.
Yeah.
Weirdo.
No
offense to anyone out there that
no offense.
Hey, offense. They're working. Sex workers are workers. All right. Airplane problems. See that save? What a good save. Airplane problems. I don't know if I assume everyone heard there was like a flight from Atlanta to Barcelona that had to be like U-turned or deboarded because someone had diarrhea and it was deemed a biohazard, which you're thinking, how can someone's diarrhea be a biohazard? But the pictures just came out today and there is diarrhea all up and down the aisle of the plane. And I would have died. I would have been puking everywhere. I don't know how people survived, to be honest. Like I thought they were lowballing it. It's an under exaggeration, or that makes sense. I thought they were over exaggerating. It's an under exaggeration. It's insane.
I know, biohazard. They should have literally said lives were at risk. Like this was the grossest thing I've ever seen. And also, how did that happen? Because the diarrhea, if you've not seen, is all the way up the aisle, which makes me think someone was like shitting in the back toilet or something, and they were getting knocks like, you've been in there the whole flight, you got to get out. And they were thinking in their mind, I'll just switch to the front toilet. And they just waddled their fucking ass down there with diarrhea trickling down their legs. It is so gross. I will never complain about a flight ever again because it can't be this bad.
It's if you haven't seen the pictures, go find the pictures, because I don't know if we can use them on the rundown. I don't know if they're licensed.
They might be not safe for life.
You
might have to put a not safe for life tag.
I wrote a blog on this. It didn't get published because I said if that happens on your flight and you're the pilot, you have to just nosedive the plane.
Yeah.
And I knew it was bad because it showed the flight pattern and they were well over the Atlantic and they fucking turned around. They pulled the U-turn and came all the way back to Atlanta. So I knew like, you're not doing that for just like a little bit of shit.
Yeah.
This had to have been horrific.
I don't
know. It's a shame. That motherfucker's not real lady. She's been getting it for months. This person needs to be getting all of the shit, no pun intended, that she got.
I need to see a picture of him.
I asked in my blog, I was like, do you think the flight attendants at least had mercy on the passengers and released the air masks
They should have.
So they didn't have to breathe that in the whole way.
Fresh
The one
off.
time everyone wanted the masks back from
Right?
COVID.
Yeah. I want to see a picture of this guy. I want to know what he ate. I need to know more about it. Like
I want to know everything about it.
I'm guessing airport sushi,
Oh yeah.
probably like a week old, and a lot of fucking shitty draft beers that just a bad mix down there before you're on the transatlantic flight.
So it was he took off from the Atlanta airport. So I don't know if someone can do like a deep dive on the restaurants and pinpoint where he was at and what he ate. But
That's a bad place to be after that too. Like, no offense to Atlanta, but that airport fucking blows. And to have to like just be back in that airport after you were already on a flight to what you thought was this amazing location. Holy shit. No pun intended.
Did you guys see the like Twitter feed that posted the video, and like the guy that posted it was like answering people? He was hilarious. He was like, people were like, how mad were you, blah blah, and he was like, honestly, it was like the funniest thing I've ever been involved in. He was like, I still can't believe our flight got turned around because of this. People were like, is that blood or diarrhea? Like the Twitter feed's great.
I don't think I could have lasted. Like they're in the middle of the Atlantic and you got to go all the way back. Like I would have been puking my guts out. Just looking at it was gross. Smelling it, ugh, it's a biohazard.
Savage.
That's all the topics we have. So I guess we can get into the after show. We don't really have anything set up, but right as we started the rundown, Clemmer, Dave going at it about the Mean Girls tweet. Was it insensitive? What was going on with that?
I don't think people get that side of it, because I don't think people think that you do put that much thought into it.
Yeah, well, you're running something, and so when Clemmer sits here and tells me he'll weigh in on anything, regardless of hierarchy, with no thought of the subject matter or anything, to me, as a business guy who's running it, why do I need the last guy on the bench who's literally telling me at any moment he will open his mouth on any subject, regardless? What do I need that for? I like guys I can trust and know what, like, they're going to have a little sense of decorum. He's telling me he doesn't.
I think I do have decorum, though. Have I not proven to have decorum? I mean, I've only been here a year, but I mean, I don't think I'm wildly shooting. I'm not Billy the Kid.
Here a year. Well, if you do that once a year, that's way more headache. Again, it's Ted and Sam. If somebody who's bringing a lot of value shoots off once a year, all right, I can eat it. You're bringing me nothing. So why do I even want to do once every 10 years?
That's up to you. I'm not gonna not do that. If I see something wrong, I'm gonna call it out.
Correct. You're basically writing your obituary.
The Mean Girls tweeted about coming back in the office, how they weren't fired. Tried to make a joke. People thought it was what is it?
In poor taste.
Poor taste. And I think the only people that can really truly have an opinion on it is if the people that got laid off, you know what I mean? I mean, I can see it being personal to them. But like, I mean, one of the guys that got laid off is literally my best friend. And I didn't really find the tweet. I would rip a throat out for this guy. And I didn't really find the tweet to be missing the mark. They're trying to make a joke, you know? And I don't know. I think it's weird. It's weird that this is the reaction that it got.
Yeah, I think it's like probably what they were talking about on radio today probably goes beyond the tweet a little bit. Was the tweet like tone deaf a little? Of course, but they know that. Like they took it down and they're fully admitting that and everything. So yeah, it's tough. It's like a tone deaf tweet. The fact that they put it was on Monday, but it was Tuesday. That was funny.
That's funny. Yeah,
a funny little Jimbo there. But yeah, it's tough. I think they know they fucked up with the tweet, but the hate might have been a little overboard, but it might be because the whole not in the office, people feel possessive over Barstool. Listen to Barstool Radio. Dave and Clemmer argued about it for a long. They might still be arguing about it because Clemmer did not back down. Respect to Chris Clemmer for just being a growling dog at everybody lately. The Bishop Sycamore coach got it from him. Yeah, everyone's getting it from Chris Clemmer, and I respect that he's got the balls to give it back.
Yeah, Dave was kind of calling him low man on the totem pole on the bench, which he is. He's brand new here. I think Big Cat said at one time, if someone's been hired before you, they're your boss. And I've always kind of kept that in mind. So if someone's been here earlier, just listen to what they're doing and do what they do. But I think Fights called Klimmer the sheriff or something like that.
Yeah,
And Dave
that
was just
funny.
not having it. And that was very funny. But at the same
Honestly, he should wear a sheriff outfit from here on out. He should be dressed like Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead.
I totally agree. If he's doing that, he can say whatever he wants. I think
Like
that's
Woody. Oh, Woody would be so funny.
That's even better. Yeah. But at the same time, I don't know. I think Klimmer, I mean, he is an old man. Like I think he does try to be a dad and come from a good place. I don't think he meant anything too bad from it. Apparently Arya, I kind of stink not knowing what Arya tweeted, but apparently he just said some psycho shit and like went off. I don't know if he was saying he hates them or something like that, because it sounded like some people were saying they hated him, and I don't think Klimmer hates them.
He pointed out that their producers was one of the people let go, and how just like insensitive that post was. My issues with this whole thing is my issue with a lot of things at this company, and it's people portraying themselves on social media and in content wildly different from how they really are. And it's something that I've just never really understood, and it never really is for the positive. I know Jordan and Alex, I've hung out with them 2 or 3 times. I don't know them that well. The few times I've hung out with them, they're awesome fucking girls. They're not anything like people, like the things they say about them, the shit people write about them, or the video they posted. They're not like cocky little bitches like who flaunt shit like that. So seeing them post that, it's just like, whose idea was this? This is just a fucking terrible idea from the start. Like it's not who they are. They shouldn't be coming off like that. That was my problem with it.
Yeah,
I feel like that Jordan has said, she put out a tweet pretty soon afterwards. Like, yeah, I didn't think about that. That was dumb.
But at the same time, I understand trying to be a comedian and make a joke about something that's going on in the office, and comedians all the time miss the fucking mark. So, and Jordan's not a comedian. I don't think she'd say she's a comedian. So she fucked up with that. But at the same time, I don't think it was.
I don't think it was this catastrophic mistake. Yeah. Like people acting like they should be fired over this are crazy.
Yeah, but I do think if you go watch or rewatch Barstool Radio, I think they make a good point of saying because they're not in the office, they can't really stick up for themselves. That's the thing. If they were here and they could just like say like, hey, like this is what was going on, I think it would disperse all the stuff like that, So I don't know.
Sounds like that's the plan too, at least from radio. Sounds like the plan is for them to be around here more often and stuff. So they're on the right path.
Yeah, and I go check out Barstool Radio when you're done watching this. I think it's a hilarious image because it's like 10 people sitting on the couch and microphones, and then Dave and Klimmer just yelling at each other. If Klimmer has to wear a sheriff's outfit, I think we all
that'd be so funny. I love Klimmer. He's my honkers teammate, but Klimmer dressed as Woody from Toy Story, that's the funniest visual I could think of.
That's amazing. Yeah, he's the perfect body type.
There's a snake in my boot. Imagine you had a little pull string.
Whenever I leave here, I'm gonna go have, if Klimmer's not eviscerated by Dave, I'm gonna go ask him to say that. Come on, say it one time.
Before we end this rundown, can I get a little cheap plug in here for My Mom's Basement? This week, it's our 300th podcast episode. So special guest Dave Portnoy will be joining the show to talk Star Wars. So everyone look out for that. My Mom's Basement. We've been at it for a while.
There's a new Star Wars show with what's the lady's name?
Rosario Dawson, Ahsoka.
Well, Ahsoka, yeah. And I thought one of my friends was like, "Yeah, I'm watching that tonight." I thought he was talking about ayahuasca. So Dave kind of on the same page where he can't pronounce it. That'll be very good hearing Dave talk.
Robbie, since you brought it up, I gotta ask you. I'm doing a blog. I can include this in it. Did you see Tupac's brother saying that he almost was in Star Wars because Samuel L. Jackson got him in this week?
No.
I want your opinion. I don't want to give you mine. All right, I'll give you mine. I think it's absolute fucking bullshit and the most random lie I've ever heard. But could there be any truth to that whatsoever?
Listen, Samuel L. Jackson got a lot that people didn't think he was going to get in Star Wars specifically. Like, he told George Lucas, I want a purple lightsaber. And George Lucas was like, there are no purple lightsabers. You're a good guy. Good guys either have green or blue. So you can pick green or blue. And he said, how about purple? And George Lucas was like, fuck it. I got to get this guy the purple. So if there was a scenario like that where he's like, you got to get my boy Tupac in this movie, even in the background, as just a background Jedi, I could see George being swayed enough by the charm of Samuel L. Jackson to be like, all right, I'll put him in the background of a scene or something.
Fuck, I did not know that.
I think a low possibility, but there, I'll send you the video of Samuel L. Jackson like getting the purple lightsaber. It's hysterical. And I feel like if he's got that kind of riz, as the kids say, with George Lucas, maybe he could get Tupac in a Star Wars movie.
Wow.
I think they should do it now. They're reanimating dead bodies left and right in movies. Put Tupac in the next Star Wars.
Amen.
All right, good to know. Thank you.
All right. Any other topics, plugs you guys can think of?
That's it for me.
All right. Check out My Mom's Basement, the 300th episode with Dave Portnoy. Also,
I got one real quick.
Yes.
We got a huge episode with Corey Taylor from Slipknot, Stone Sour. Rob, he is the fucking coolest guy I've met in a long time.
That's awesome. I think he's going to be rolling by the New York office soon.
You gotta line something up with him. He's so fucking smart. It's crazy, but a lot of fun. Jokester, super talented. We interviewed him last week in the Chicago office, went to his show. My first metal show, I absolutely fucking loved it. I was so surprised how wrong I was on what my expectations were, but he's the man. Interviews dropping tomorrow. Barstool Backstage. Check it out.
I believe he's a Hoosier. He's from Indiana. Is that right?
Iowa?
Oh, fuck. Damn.
Same thing. Other side of Illinois.
It's honestly the same thing. Even starts with an I. All right. Thanks, everybody. I think that was fun. That's the rundown.